Welcome to part 1 of our 2-part guide to the new Fabric Analyzer by Browseware, known as FAB 2.0. Here we will cover the process of setting up and using the FAB 2.0. We'll begin by giving you an overview of the FAB's parts and accessories. We'll then cover the basics of installing the DB admin software and setting up the equipment. If you're ready to test the sample fabric, be sure to check out the Part 2 video. The FAB machine and accessories are delivered to you in a custom-made box. We recommend you keep the box and packaging for shipping purposes, in case the machine requires servicing or maintenance. On the back panel, there are the following: on/off switch, power indicator light, device connector indicator light, USB port, power outlet. The base plate houses the movable arm and the fixed arm. The fixed arm has the measuring clamp, and it is important that you handle it with care. Each arm has its own clamp. When closed, a clamp can be tightened by using the knob at the end. There's also a large spacer and a small spacer, which are used for the short and long segment tests. DB Admin requires Windows 10 with at least 4 GB of RAM and 256 GB of disk space. You should ensure your computer meets the system requirements before you begin. Also, you'll need to make sure your computer has a free USB port to connect to the machine. Begin by downloading and installing the DB Admin software program. Note that FAB 2.0 requires DB Admin 1.6. To download this, go to the Browseware support website at login.browseware.com. Use the link at the top of the page to go to the latest DB Admin build. Click the newest version of the DB Admin to download it. Once downloaded, run the installation file. Before we begin preparing the fabric and using the FAB, it's important to cover a few safety tips. When the FAB testing is in progress, be sure to keep your fingers and any other articles of clothing, jewelry, or hair clear of moving parts. Ensure that the fixed or stationary clamp is closed and the movable clamp is open for calibration. Ensure all fabric samples are wrinkle-free by ironing them on the lowest heat setting. For delicate fabrics, put a protective cloth over the top of the fabric when ironing to reduce the risk of the sample being damaged. Cut and mark your 3 sample fabric strips. Length, parallel with the grain line, width, perpendicular to the grain line, and bias, diagonally across the grain line. Use the cutting template and rotary cutter to achieve accurate dimensions: 5 cm by 25 cm, or 2 inches by 10 inches. If you have your own laser cutter, you won't need the cutting template. Just cut the 3 sample fabric strips at the size and orientations mentioned previously. Place all 3 fabric strips on the scale for the total weight, then calculate the average by dividing the total weight by 3. Record this number as it will be used later in the testing process. Alternately, you can use the mass provided from the fabric mill or vendor if you prefer not to weigh the fabric yourself. Weight must be in grams per meter square. Ensure your fabric scales are calibrated and set to measure weight in grams to 2 decimal places for the most accurate results. The fabric scale is not provided by Browseware. You're ready to begin setting up your FAB machine. Ensure your FAB is positioned on a flat, stable surface so the testing sensors do not pick up extraneous movements from the surrounding environments and potentially corrupt your data. Connect the FAB power cable. Run the cable from the FAB power outlet to the wall power outlet and turn it on. The red power indicator light shows the FAB is receiving power. Run the USB cable from the FAB USB port to your computer. A green device connected indicator light confirms the USB is plugged in. Double-click on the Browseware DB Admin icon to open the program, and you're ready to begin your first fabric test. For additional working and safety tips for your FAB 2.0, check out support.browseware.com.